Today we are going to be talking about 18 different free crochet patterns that have to deal with fall or Halloween. Friends, I am Diana and I am a crochet cheerleader. I love to crochet and I like to encourage others to crochet. The patterns that I test in my videos, I have always crocheted before so that I can truthfully tell you whether or not it's an actual pattern. So I also, in this video, will give you tips and possibly a little tricks to help the patterns run a little bit smoother for you. I decided to put all of the items that I crocheted in this fun little bag, and we're just gonna pull them out and we're gonna talk about them. I fell in love with each and every one of these patterns, and I hope that you fall in love with them too. These crocheted items that I'm sharing today can be used for whatever you want them to. Several of them are going to be new to me for my upcoming fall markets. So the first one I'd like to talk about is this cute little candy corn. And this pattern is by Stitch by Faye. Now in her pattern, she put a little face on the acorn. That is not an acorn. That is a candy corn. Thought this worked up really super cute. It's a quick make. All the patterns that I'm talking about will be linked in the description, but this pattern is one that is found on her website. She has so many cute patterns. Fall always means football, American football. And this pattern is by Crochet by Empanada. Again, she decided she wanted to put a face on it, but I decided to not. Very similar to the teddy bear parfait chunky yarn. I thought this one was really cute. I haven't labeled it yet for my mark. I had to adjust a little bit to get the sides to look a little bit equal. And then here I just kind of eyeballed that. The next pattern I want to talk about is this cute little owl. It is by Sweet Little Buddies. It turned out really, really cute. Let's see if it'll focus on me on this, and it has, look at the detail of the little feathers. Really, really cute. So if I was to do this again, I used some gray yarn that I had in my stash, and I used, this is chenille yarn, and then I used acrylic yarn for the little tufts at the top, the little feathers. Then for around the eyes, I use chenille yarn, and this is like a really skinny cotton yarn. I think that I would use the acrylic yarn for the feet so they wouldn't be so fluffy. But other than that, this one took a little bit more time because there was some increases and decreases, but this turned out to be a really cute pattern. These next patterns are actually by me and can be found on my YouTube channel. And they're two different patterns, but they're both pumpkins. Okay, so here is a more simple version of the pumpkin, and here is a more detailed, okay, why isn't it focusing? There we go. So there is a more detailed pumpkin. He has ridges. It's really cool. I don't know why I said he. And then this one, let's see if it'll focus. It's just fluffier, okay? And the inner part is a cinnamon stick, and I used glue. And if you watch those videos, I will tell you everything that you need to do and the tips on how to make these. These are real quick. If you want to make larger ones, you can do that as well. They are a really fun make, and I'm gifting some actually tonight to some friends, so I'm excited about that. And they are always a hit. This next one was the very first one of these that I've ever made, and you're wondering, how is this even a fall thing? I'm thinking like spooky Halloween decor, or maybe in the garden. But look at how cool this snake is. Okay, really cute pattern. So here's how long it is. This pattern is by Sin Toys, and I just crocheted it just like it said. I used chenille yarn, and it's really cute. I'm excited about this. A quick make, maybe an hour of this one, so super fun. The next pattern again is by me, and it is a YouTube channel tutorial. Now with this one, you get 3-in-1 in the tutorial. So you have this harvest bee. There we go. And what's fun is that they have tips on them. A little zombie, on focus, there we go. A zombie. And then a candy corn bee. And he doesn't have a tail if you didn't want to add a tail. So very, very cute. Now somebody was asking me the other day for a ghost pattern, and this fabulous little guy with the little, I like the little edge of him. He works up really, really quick. Is a pattern off of Instagram, and this is by Vida Crafty. And this I made with blanket yarn. This would be really cute if you made it in chenille yarn. If you made little small ones, you could put it up on your mantle. In fact, I might just do that. I do have another video that talks about fall patterns or crochet patterns that are Halloween, and I can link those in the end of this video. So in the end screen, I'll go ahead and slide that in. So if you're interested in watching and getting more patterns, here is another pattern by Stitch by Faye. There we go. Spider. And then I made it in a purple. And then I made it in an orange. Then I do have another color in here. Let's see here. Oh, yes, I remember. Made it in a brown. Isn't that fabulous? This one, seriously, so adorable. Super quick. The legs are probably the thing that takes the longest, but I added eyes, more eyes to mine than she did. So if you want to look, focus. So super fun. Another really cute pattern by all from Jade. She has these really fun spiders herself, and these seriously so quick. She only has one set of eyes, and I like my spiders to have more sets of eyes. So these are going to be in mystery bags for maybe $5 on like my table for my market. So that's how I'm going to use these. And if you like spiders, she also has a larger pattern that these are a part of, and you can stick them in there, and they're mama spiders. All from Jade is genius. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you should, because she's constantly releasing incredible patterns. This next pattern is by Blossom Moon Crafts. Now hers has a little smiley face on it. I didn't want to do that. The top of this is fabulous. I do have to say this takes up a lot of yarn, so just be prepared that you're going to be using up a lot of yarn for the top of it. But I think this little acorn turned out so adorable. Other than that, I think the pattern's really well written, and that's all I gotta say about that pattern, but I thought it turned out really super cute. Now this next pattern, I am not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. I have my iPad up so I can look at the name, so I'm gonna just pronounce it because I'm not gonna remember it. It is by Amikaraco. I'm going to link it in the description, but it is for a light fury. And it's a little bobble keychain. And then, Toothless. Now this, because it's black, it's harder to see, but he worked out really, really cute. These little keychains, I have them linked in my Amazon storefront, which is also linked in the description below. So if you're curious about these cool things, so I thought these might be fun if you are putting them on a backpack or a bag or something like that. But these, I thought these were really good size, and they were free on Instagram. So thank you for that, Amikaraco. When I was talking to my family about crochet patterns for Halloween, my daughter asked, hey, what about a witch hat? That is fabulous. And I found one. It's adorable, and it is by Momsstichetti. Focus, there we go. Really cute. You could put this on top of another doll, but you can kind of adjust the little tip of the hat. There. Gets stitched right into the hat. So that was a little complicated because, not complicated, but a little bit harder to see because of the black yarn. So just something to consider if you are crocheting. Black yarn is always a hard one to crochet with. So this next crochet pattern I was honestly geeking out about because I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. And this one is a mini sorting hat. Let me turn it this way. It's got a little face on it. So cute. So if you turn, really, really adorable. I think the tricky part was, you know, just increasing, decreasing, but really it wasn't that hard. And figuring out how to put the face on, again, not that hard, just take your time. But I was super excited about this. I have a friend that absolutely loves Harry Potter, and she's older than me, and she had her husband put up candles in their ceiling with clouds, and it plays sound and it lights up, and it's actually really cool. And they leave it up all year. There's a good picture of it. This is another pattern from Instagram. It's by Dr. Choco. And apparently this person is an actual medical doctor, and she just happens to love crochet and makes crochet patterns, which that's pretty cool. She was a new find for me. But aren't dragons super popular right now? So here's this guy, so cute. She also has larger ones, but they are paid versions for her crochet pattern. And I love the pattern so much, I had to make a second one because why not? He turned out really cute. I love these color combos. This one took me a little bit longer, probably a little bit over an hour. There was a lot of, you know, with the scales on the top, but still excited about these. I've had a lot of people ask me about those dragons, and apparently they sell well at markets. If that's something that you choose, if you have somebody that is a dragon lover in your life, this would be a fun pattern to make. I'm really excited. I'm excited all the time. I'll just tell you, when it comes to crochet and really fun and cute patterns, and when they're free and they're cute, it's even better. So this next pattern, CrochetCo. So look at that. It is a cute little mushroom. I was excited to use this red, deep red. I've had it for a while, but I thought this turned out really cute. The one tip that I would say about this pattern, they say to do the little white dots after you're done crocheting. I prefer to do them before I close it up so I can tie the yarn on the inside. I'll probably put this in one of my mystery bags for maybe $5, and I can have this like all year. Well, mushrooms are super popular. We are getting down to the last two patterns. Love old school Halloween, and I don't like scary Halloween, let's just put it that way. But when I saw this pattern, I was looking for a cute Frankenstein pattern, and look how itty bitty and cute this guy is. I mean, come on. Look how cute. Very, very cute. And literally, I made this maybe 10 minutes. You could make this a keychain. You could, I guess, that'd be a really big earring. But if you made it out of like acrylic yarn, it would be a lot smaller, and maybe you could, just a suggestion. But I love this little guy, and he'll probably go into one of my mystery bags, or maybe he'll just sit on the table. I love this little guy. So cute. And this pattern is by Chai Collective Co. Last pattern that I am going to be sharing is by Just a Mom Crocheting, and it's this cute turkey leg. Okay, this is a pretty good size turkey leg. She also has it in a mini size. I just happen to not make it, but you could make the mini size into like a key ring. But wouldn't this be really cute if you had a fall market, or, you know, I have a market in November, so it'll probably go with me there. Food items tend to sell well if you're looking for that, but how adorable. With the eyes, I found that I do this before you close it up again, and then what I'll do so that I can keep the white, let's see if I can get it to focus, to keep the white away from the top of the eye, I will just slip my crochet needle in there and pull it over and pull it through. And then I did the same to the other side, the other side over here, and then I tied the back. And then with the mouth, I did the same. So I did straight across, and then I just found a spot and pulled the mouth down and tied it into the rest of it. I love doing crochet pattern roundups. It's been a while since I've done one because I find patterns and I'll use them a lot, but then new ones to me, I just absolutely love. So I will be doing again in the future, and I have several on my YouTube channel of things. These are all new that I haven't shared before. Hear from you. What themes or what patterns are you looking for? And I can keep my eye out, and I will be able to do another crochet roundup. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end of the video. This actually helps my channel to grow and go out to other people the longer that you watch my channel. So I really, really appreciate taking the time, and I'm really excited to see your creations. If you make anything that is my pattern or somebody else's pattern and you need somebody to cheer you on, I love to do that. And if you're on Instagram, tag me at Scrappy Warrior Woman. And that also is linked in the description. Thanks for watching. Happy crocheting!